We have this picture of what is an accomplishment, and we have these you know celebrities or whatever. There's always something more to aspire to, that I think we lose sight of the importance of us.
Did you push record?
Thanks so much for tuning in again to Our Second Act with Paige and Silka. Today, I'm happy to welcome Tami McVay back to the show, talking about living your best life after 50, taking charge and recreating, reinventing life after 50. Tami, thanks so much again for joining me.
Thank you. I always enjoy having our discussions.
When it comes to recreating, living your best life, one of the big issues that especially women have, we don't feel like we've done enough. We don't feel like we're contributing enough. Somehow there's a lack when we look back. And I shouldn't say just women. I mean, a lot of this applies, to men as well. I think maybe sometimes we get more consumed with it. But you brought up a good point, and that is one thing that we need to do to really appreciate how valuable we are is owning our own value. Talk to me about that. What does that mean, to own your own value, and why is it important?
Well, just as humans, we are incredibly valuable. We each bring our own gifts to the table. And I think that as we get older, we tend to take for granted all of these things that have happened in our life, or things that we're just naturally good at, that we just do. We don't give it any more thought. And so it can be really difficult to embrace that if you've gone through some recent struggles. And so I really think it's an important topic to talk about.
No, it is. And, what does it mean? How do you take stock of your own value? Because we do we all want to accomplish something big. Or, we have this picture of what is an accomplishment, and we have these, celebrities or whatever. There's always something more to aspire to, that I think we lose sight of the importance of us.
Definitely. There's we're never going to be the one at the very top. And there's always going to be people behind us. And so just to remember that there's something that you've done along the way that could really offer a lot of value to somebody else that's maybe further behind you, or now they're just now going through some of the struggles you've gone through. And so there's all kinds of values buried throughout every challenge, every experience that you've had along the way.
Well, Tami, how then do you, for example, coach somebody or help somebody discover and own their own value?
It really comes down to take an inventory of everything that you've ever done. So you start looking at all of your skills. These are the ones that we take for granted the most. You look at all of your accomplishments, whether it's certified or it's through a charity, things like that. You look at all of the challenges you've had to overcome, all the really great experiences you've had, all the times that you felt really lit up. The times that you were really kind to other people and did something just out of pure kindness, that all those little things add up to who you are and what you've become to this point.
Yeah. And you brought up a good point, is how do you affect people every day? What do you do every day that maybe changes somebody or makes somebody feel good? And we discount something that we do every day that can really or is really helping somebody. And I think that, in taking stock and just being mindful in the moment, if you will, of what your value is, it doesn't prevent you from growing. It's not like, okay, this is it, I'm done. But I think that by always wanting something more or not feeling like we're enough, we're focusing on a negative aspect of our life versus a positive, right?
Yeah, so when you're looking at that list of all the things you've done, if it's not where you would have liked it to been, just know that there's still always more time. Like, you can make a decision right now in this moment to do something to impact somebody else. And so there's always that chance to flip things around and make, it just that list, no matter how big or small, it's really just to give you the root of confidence that you really have done a lot And if you want more, it's always a chance to go after more.
Yeah. Well, and that's a good thing about being older in life after 50. We have longer lists of every that we can feel good about, hopefully. And even something also as simple as being able to accept a compliment or not diminishing a compliment. So we can look at our own accomplishments, but also what do other people say about us? What are they saying, and don't discount that. We are apt to say, oh, that was nothing.
Yes, people really underestimate the power of positivity. And so when they're being complimentary to you, you have to really be able to receive. And then the same thing, you have to be able to give that gift of compliments. And you can really start simple by, always finding something to compliment that person about. Maybe it's their hair, their sweater, their smile, anything. Something they've done, and it really just lights up their day. And now you just set that positive energy.
Yeah. Well, and I think you mentioned earlier or off camera that, one of the things, especially in your Marine history, that a lot, you're taught to be humble or not brag or, so it's almost like we're raised to discount what we've done. Would you agree with that?
Well, it's more so that people feel like if they talk about these things they've done, that it feels like they're being arrogant, that they're bragging. And, Marines have an arrogance about them. And it's something that is rooted in the fact that they've done something that's so powerful that builds that confidence. And so you should never feel like you're being arrogant about what you've done. Like it's a fact or it's not. Like you did it or you didn't. And so there's no shame in that. And so to be able to use that to fuel your own confidence and to keep moving forward, I think is really important.
Well, I think for me, the key in this segment is to leave people with the notion that if you don't feel worthy, if you feel like you haven't done enough, if recreating, life after 50 or living your best life is somehow that you want to step into it with confidence and with value, and to take an inventory, give yourself a pat on the back. Tami, I'll let you close it out.
Yes, I agree, and I think that when we start to get in that loop in our head, that also we start to shrink, and then when you shrink, then you stop moving forward in a positive way of the things that you really do want. And so it's one of those, like, to make that list and just let it go. Like it is what it is, and I can make changes going forward.
Well, one of the things I want to do going forward is go on one of your adventure cruises, or not cruises, your adventure trips. Tell us about the one that's coming up in Portugal, I think.
Yes, in March, I'm taking a group to Portugal, and we're going to be biking along the coast. It'll be absolutely beautiful, going from quaint village to quaint village, and having just really great discussions with people that are positive and driven along the way.
It sounds fabulous. We will, of course, link to all of your information, Tami, to your website, to the adventure trip that's coming up. And let's hold you over for one more segment. We'll see you next time on Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye. If you haven't already done so, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. The button is right here. Just click on through to YouTube. And when you see the little bell right next to the subscribe button, hit that too. We'll notify you every time we post a new video. See you next time.